a very mighty group of wonderful singers. We usually have 10, one of them is ill, so we've got 9 enthusiastic people to share with you today. Our concerts here at the St. Genevieve Christmas Festival are one of our favorite things to do, and we are just thrilled every single year to come back and sing for you. So thank you for being here this afternoon. Generally speaking, our concerts usually are about half sacred music and half secular music. This year it's skewed a little bit more towards the sacred side of it because that was the music that I found that I really enjoyed for treble singers. Sometimes this group is all treble singers, so sopranos and altos, and sometimes we have tenors and basses as well, but this semester we so happen to have mostly sopranos and altos register, so I told the one bass, get out of here, and then we just had a tenor, we just had a soprano and alto choir. So we are going to sing some festive music for you. Some of it is specifically Christmas, some of it is winter, some of it is New Year, and there are a few programs in the middle, but if you don't have one, I will tell you what all of the pieces are so that you know what's going on, so you don't have to follow along in the program necessarily if you don't have one already. So the first piece we're going to be doing is in Latin. It is Per sonent hodie, and yeah, it's in Latin, but it's about the coming of the Christ child and the day and the festivities. right. The next piece we're going to do is very different. It is called Gaudeamus Hodie. You will hear Hodie a lot in Latin when it's pertaining to Christmas. It just means today, but usually we're saying we're being joyful today. Christ has come today, so you'll hear that a lot. This is a much more up-tempo setting of this text, Gaudeamus Hodie, but it means we are going to be happy and praise today. That is singing for you today. If you sang in a choir in high school, or your kids did, or you just have any sort of familiarity with choral programs, often in a high school setting, the chamber choir will be a pull-out group that is the top, 16 to 32 singers out of a choral program. Now, these are fabulous people, but these are people who just signed up to have a small group experience. So these are not people who I handpicked because they sound good together. They just sound good together because they work hard. So every semester, I have random people sign up who would like to sing in a small group, and then their job that semester is to work hard to try to figure out how their voice fits into a small ensemble. It's a really important skill for professional singers to have, as well as for folks who are going to be teaching or think that they'd like to do any sort of professional singing gigs at any point in their life. How do you work in a small group? How do you be a leader? And how do you also make your voice work with other people's that maybe you wouldn't necessarily sing with? So we have 9 people up here who are singing. Raise your hand if you're a music education major. So these folks maybe hope to be teachers. One of them is an instrumental music education major. She's actually a flute player who decided to come and sing with us this semester. We've got vocal performance majors. We've got other kind of music majors. And then we've got people who are not music majors, including our pianist, Malachi. And so we welcome anybody of any major in all of our choirs at SEMO. This is one of the 2 auditioned ensembles that we have. The other one is the university choir. That holds all of the voice majors and other talented folks from around the school. We also have a community group called the Choral Union that is comprised of not only students, but also community members who sing with us. And they get to sing with the orchestra every semester. It's pretty cool. So I just wanted to introduce you to our chamber choir. What about, let's see, ages? Raise your hand if you're a freshman. Got a couple. Do you have any sophomores? Oh, there's a sophomore. Okay. Juniors and seniors. So we've got a couple of each one in there. So it's a really nice thing to be able to catch people at the beginning of their college careers and at the end and everywhere in between. Okay, what's the next piece? Still? Okay, the next piece is another very calm piece evocative of a Christmas night. Still, still, still. this is a piece that is very old. There is a composer, Michael Praetorius, who his entire output was all based on chorale tunes. So these were tunes that folks were singing in churches, especially right at the beginning of the Reformation. They were tunes that everybody would have known, and every single piece that he wrote was based on that. And he was also really important because he wrote a large book that talked all about what church choirs were doing at the time. So we had church choirs that were small, we had church choirs that were big, and this would say, well, one week they didn't have any tenors, so they used trombones instead. And they wrote all of this stuff down in the book, so we have a really good idea of what they were doing to fill out all of the parts in church choirs. We only have 9 people here, so this was a really good arrangement for us. Usually it's presented in SATB, so soprano, alto, tenor, bass, with the lower voices as well. But Laura Farnell did what Michael Praetorius would have done, and she took and inserted some piano, and then she made it just a treble arrangement. So composers nowadays are still doing the same sort of thing that they did back in a long time ago, so along the Reformation. Now, speaking of arrangements, the next piece we're going to do is very different, once again, and it's a piece that is an arrangement of spiritual that is not necessarily a Christmas text. It's more Advent, so it's called Keep Your Lamps, and it says, keep your lamps trimmed and burning, the time is drawing nigh. This is a piece, when I was an undergrad, we had a Christmas festival at my school, and this was the first piece in the Christmas festival always. So this one always feels like Christmas to me. It is one that is about hopeful, looking towards the future, and great anticipation. So this is Keep Your Lamps, arranged by Victor C. Johnson. I do always like to acknowledge our collaborative pianists for many reasons, but as you may see, you can't really see it behind the folks, but if you've ever had to do your job on something that you're not used to, this is what Malachi is having to do. So normally he gets to play a real piano in our choir room, but he's playing a keyboard today. It's a nice keyboard, but it's still a keyboard, and it's got a pedal that moves around because it's not attached to anything, and the keyboard moves when you play it, and so he's doing an awesome job with what he was given, and I'd like to just give him another round of applause, please. The next piece, you will know the text, but you might not know this melody. You might, depends on your background, but this is a piece that you will know the words to at least. There's usually, often in hymnals, there will be both, but usually we only sing the one. So this is one that you'll hear more often in England, actually. That's something that you'll hear a little bit more there. Okay, so the next piece we're going to do is by a composer, speaking of English, an English composer named John Rutter. If you've played or sung anything around the Christmas season, you've probably played or sung John Rutter. If you've heard any classical Christmas music on the radio, you've probably heard John Rutter. He is a composer who has been working for a long time. He's in his 80s. He's still working. He's still composing. He's still conducting. And his music is sort of synonymous with the Christmas season. A lot of things that you'll hear will have choir and orchestra and splashy cymbals and some chimes and that sort of thing. We don't have all of those things today, but you will still hear the sparkle of the Christmas season in Star Carol.
Thank you.
We do not have anyone here to play a horse noise on a trumpet at the end. I apologize for that. Or anyone to play the slapstick, or anyone to play the jingle bells. But the arrangement does have a little bit of jingle bells in the singers. And if you probably know the words to this one too, but maybe you've only heard the instrumental version of this. This is Sleigh Ride.
Jingle
It's like 60 degrees outside, but I thought we really should sing that anyway because we prepared it. So I don't know if that's going to wish it upon us. Maybe it will snow sometime in the next week. Probably not, but we can always hope for a white Christmas. We have two more pieces for you this afternoon. The next piece is called A New Year's Carol, and it's from a collection of pieces by the English composer Benjamin Britten. This was a song cycle called Ceremony of Carols that was actually originally written for treble voices and harp. You'll sometimes hear it with harp. Most often nowadays you'll hear it with piano. If you came to our chamber choir concert last year, you actually heard a few selections from that song cycle because we sang a few with the treble group we had last year as well. This one is one of the ending pieces of the set, and you'll hear some kind of sort of evocative things about a maid with gold upon her chin and her toe. You'll hear talk about opening doors to let years go and to let them come in. This is A New Year's Carol. This afternoon. We've really enjoyed presenting our music to you. This is the last thing that this group is going to do together. We actually had our last day of class at SEMO yesterday, so these folks are headed into finals week next week, and we wish them all the best with that. This has been just a joy of a group to work with this semester, and we have a couple of people who are headed off to do things like student teaching and that sort of thing. So it's been a really great semester, and I'm glad that we could end our semester with you folks here today. The last piece we have on our program is not a Christmas song at all. It's just festive, and it's fun, and it's just, I wanted to share it with you. So this is Festival Sanctus.